is everybody? Oh my goodness, it is December. Don't mind me trying to adjust the camera. It's December. Who else is flabbergasted that it's December? I can't even believe it. I feel like it was just August, and then I woke up one morning and it was December. So put it into the comments what you are most excited about for December or what you're dreading for December because the holidays are tricky, right? The holidays are tricky. And we are working with this with our clients on this. This is a big deal. The holiday can bring up pain, the holiday can bring up triggers, the holiday can bring up stress, so many things, so many things. So for anybody joining us, I am Tracy Rodriguez. I'm a corrective exercise specialist. I am the founder of the Work Pain Free program. And I once was hit by a semi-truck, and here I am on the other side. I had undiagnosed Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobility, so many things keeping me in pain, and now here I am on the other side, able to share this information with you on how to heal when the pain feels unhealable, right? When it just is chronic, ongoing. Other methods haven't really seemed to work. This is a place where we really do deep dives into why it's not healing and how to heal it. And right now we're going to talk about how the holidays can really mess with us, right? Anybody else feel that way? Anybody feel like, okay, the holidays are getting in my way of being able to relieve pain and take care of my body? Like they just do. So we're going to talk about some of the common triggers that can happen over the holidays. And we can talk about some ways to stop those triggers from taking over so that you can be not having to deal with pain but really be able to focus on time with your family, time doing what you love. That's the whole goal here, right? That's what we love to talk about. How can we get you doing what you love? How can we get you spending that time with your loved ones without having to worry about pain constantly? So you might hear some construction noise in the background because we have construction going on right outside of our house, but that's okay. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't, by some miracle. So the first trigger that we're going to go into today, and as you're joining us, make sure that you put your name into the comments. Let us know that you're here. Let us know one of the things during the holidays that you tend to see adds to your pain. Let's talk about it. So the first trigger that we typically see during the holidays, you may have guessed it, it's stress. It's stress. I talk about this so often, and I actually just had a session with one of my phenomenal clients, and she was talking about, okay, there is such a connection for me between stress and pain. Such a connection. And this may seem cliche. This may seem like, okay, Tracy, whatever, I've heard this before. I know, blah, blah, blah. But when you're thinking about the nervous system being dysfunctional, right, and recruiting the wrong muscles, one of the main reasons why that happens is because the nervous system is on high alert and it wants to survive, right? It doesn't just feel like, oh, okay, we can take our time to recruit the right muscles. The nervous system is like high alert, fight or flight, choose whatever muscles you have to that are the easiest, that take the least amount of energy. So when you're dealing with heightened stress over the holidays, what happens? Your breathing pattern changes. You're not using your diaphragm. Instead, you're using your neck and your upper traps and your back to do each breath. So every time that you breathe, you're using hypertonic, overactive muscles. What else happens? Your nervous system is on such high alert that all of those hypertonic muscles don't feel safe to let go. The body doesn't feel safe to let go. So those hypertonic muscles are just like, okay, everybody, it's wartime, right? It's time to just fight to help us survive. Your nervous system is convinced that if you stop fighting, you're going to not survive it, right? That's what fight or flight is. So when you're dealing with stress, it's essential to recognize the effect that it has on your body. And I love to say, I am allergic to stress, right? That's my favorite thing to say. That's my favorite thing to tell my clients to say. I am allergic to stress. Okay? Repeat after me. I am allergic to stress. And every time that stress comes up, I am allergic to stress. And it's not for the purpose of stressing out because you're stressed and you're allergic to stress. It's for the purpose of realizing I shouldn't be pushing through. If I have stress, what can I do to stop pushing through and to listen to myself? Because really, if you have stress, it's your body saying, I need something. It's your mind and it's you as a whole person saying, I need something, right? And so we can think about this like we're pushing through because of work. And so we're really stressed because of deadlines and we're really, and maybe you as a whole person is just saying, I need a break. I need more time of self care. I need to go do movement outside. I need whatever it is that you need. And that's a big piece of this is stopping the push through and recognizing if you're with your family for the holidays, you can still take a break and go outside and take a walk. That's allowed, right? If you're dealing with, food prep, you can still maybe buy some of the food instead of having to cook it if it's stressing you out. That's allowed. If a part of you is asking you for something, really just trying to listen in and respond can be a huge, huge essential piece of pain relief over the holidays because we tend to feel pressured. And then what do we do when we feel pressured? We react. We do whatever we have to do. We do what we think other people need us to do. And then we're in pain. And so it's really like unwinding, rewinding from all of that and just saying, okay, priority number one, do I feel good? Do I feel well? Do I feel relaxed? Do I feel peaceful? Does my body feel good? That is priority number one. And then everything else is secondary. So when you're able to do that, prioritizing your mental well-being is big. And I don't know if you have any like toxic family members, but if you do, just really prioritizing taking breaks, setting boundaries, that's huge. So number two, the second trigger that I typically see is that people push past pain. Okay, because they're with family members and they want to, appease to other people or have fun or be able to do this, or they don't want to be like the odd person out and setting boundaries. And so, they push past pain because it's a special circumstance. That push through is literally training your body to inflame. Another one of my favorite things to say, if I push through, I am teaching my body to inflame. Repeat after me. If I push through, come on. If I push through, I'm teaching my body to inflame. This is called muscular learning. Every time that you teach your muscles to do something, they're listening to you, right? So if you're pushing through the pain, your muscles are listening to you. And I know that it's a special occasion. It's, the holidays are a special occasion. So that's by no means to say like, don't spend time with your family, don't do this, don't do that. But it is to say, start to listen into yourself, start to listen into your body and see what it's telling you and try to change positions when it talks to you. Try to rest when it talks to you. Try to do movement that feels good when it talks to you. Depending on the age and type of injury, try to ice and heat when it talks to you. If you're ready for it, you can try self-myofascial release when it talks to you. I have some tutorials of that in my group here. So just trying to recognize that pain is really just your body asking something of you. That's typically what it is. And the real puzzle here is just finding out what it's asking and then listening and responding. And it's amazing how so many people, that's the first phase of pain relief, really, is just listening to your pain and responding, listening to your body and responding. And so many people in the program are like, oh my gosh, like I just had a session with an amazing client who was like, I am coming out of a 10-year flare because I'm listening to my body. It's really crucial and important. So if you're in Christmas mode or in holiday mode, or, if you're with family or if you're doing whatever you're doing, if you're traveling, just keeping that in your tool belt of how can I respond to my body when it talks to me? How can I listen and respond to my body when it talks to me? Right? Does that make sense? Who here can connect to this, that it's really hard to listen to the body and it's really easy to push through? Put that into the comments if you relate to that, because that is essentially every chronic pain warrior, right? That's one of the reasons why we're here, is because we push through. A lot of us are stressed. A lot of us have people relying on us. A lot of us push through. A lot of us don't want to miss out on life. We push through. And it's so funny how when we stop the push through, we're actually able to retrain the body so that we can do more later. But if we keep pushing through, then we don't get to do as much ever, right? It actually stops us from being able to do what we love for like ever, for the rest of our lives. That's the technical term for like ever. It stops us from being able to do that for like ever. So it's really important if you're wanting to get back to your life, right? If you're wanting to be able to do more, to do less right now. Oh, it's hard. That mental piece is such a big piece of coaching, right? It's such a big piece of what we work on so much in this group and in the Work Pain Free community program. That is so much of it, is that mental component and the behavioral piece of listening to your body. So the third thing, and this is going to be hard, food sensitivities, right? And balancing out your blood sugar. That's really going to be a big piece of your pain during the holidays as well. And I like to say that we can make an empowered decision. Like, I know for me personally, if I eat tons of gluten and grains and tons of sugar, I'm going to flare up a little bit, both with pain and dysautonomia and a few other things that I deal with. I'm going to flare. But if I know that ahead of time, I can plan for it. And it can be a really empowered decision rather than the flare feeling like it's overtaking me. Does that make sense? Anybody? Like, pain can feel like it just takes over. And when pain feels like it just takes over, it gets really difficult to work with because it's just like we've lost all control. It's just happening. We don't have any say in it. We don't have anything we can do about it. Like we try and try and try, and we're just stuck in pain. It just happens on a whim. It seems like a mystical force, right? So what's really important is to find your triggers. They're comprehensive, I promise. There's a lot playing into why you have pain. So finding all of your triggers. This is why we have a nutritionist, right? Finding all of your triggers and then finding solutions and finding plans for them. And so if you have food as one of your triggers, which is really common with chronic pain and with hypermobility and with a lot of the things that we deal with here in this group, if pain is caused by food for you, then you can kind of know ahead of time, okay, maybe I should eat a little bit less of the grains. Maybe I should eat a little bit less of the gluten. And yes, it's going around a lot. It's like a fad to say that gluten sensitivity doesn't really exist. It's like a fad to say that grain sensitivity doesn't really exist. But for people with chronic pain, it seems to be pretty prominent. And Karen, our nutritionist on staff, she talks about this a lot. Like she kind of tests with people, what do you think about testing getting off of gluten? And then people oftentimes test it and they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. So just knowing that that could be a huge piece of what's going on, especially if you have hypermobility. There are studies stating that people with hypermobility and connective tissue issues can tend to have gluten sensitivity or gluten intolerance. And this doesn't mean that you're celiac. Like you can, the blood test can come back clear and you can still be sensitive to gluten. And the way that you would know that is if you eat gluten and you notice that you don't feel great. You notice that your body tends to inflame more. You notice that if you're off of gluten, you tend to feel better. So just planning for the holidays of how can I eat more protein, more veggies? How can I do less of the things that I think I could be sensitive to? And if you're wondering what those could be, feel free to send me a DM because that's what I love to brainstorm with. Like, let's find out your triggers. And then trying to eat frequently throughout the day, even if it's snacks of things that are going to level out your blood sugar. So protein, fats, those tend to be the snacks. If you have carbs, complex carbs, not just crackers. We're a cracker family. Like we love to eat crackers throughout the day when it's, Thanksgiving or holidays. We love to use dip and crackers and pumpkin pie, all of the things. But, just planning ahead, even talking to your family, like I would like to, take care of myself nutritionally this holiday. Like I would like to be healthy this holiday season. You can talk to your family about it just so you have some accountability and support ahead of time. And then just eating small snacks with protein and some fat, complex carbs if you're eating carbs, every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day, not starving yourself until the big meal. Trying to stay minimal with sugar, but still doing what feels balanced for you, right? That can help a lot with pain because that insulin reaction where the insulin, even if you don't have like diabetes or prediabetes, if your insulin is like this, like a huge rise and a sharp fall, it's going to cause heightened inflammation. That's like inflammation 101. So we really want to make sure that we are smoothing out that insulin response, right? Increasing insulin sensitivity. And that in turn is going to help tremendously with lowering inflammation. So hopefully that was helpful. I am thinking about all of you. I am here. I know that the holidays can be great, but the holidays for a lot of us can be hard too. So I'm just sending gentle hugs to you. If you need support, feel free to DM, reach out, or put it into the comments. We're here to help you brainstorm. We're here to help you find solutions, right? This group is a free support for you. This group is a free support. Yes, I talk about our program as an available resource for you, but I also want to make sure that if you need support, you utilize this group. Okay, that's what we're here for. That's what I really want for you. So, regardless of whether or not you're ever going to be, oh my gosh, excuse me. It's the first time that's ever happened. Woo! I had something stuck in my throat. Anyways, live TV, am I right? So make sure you reach out for support. You're not alone. I'm not crying. I just have something stuck in my throat. It's so good to see your faces here today. We are here with you. Excited to hear, hopefully, that your body didn't have as much pain as it did last holiday season. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, make sure you reach out for support if you need it. I'm thinking about all of you. I will see you next week at the same time, same day. We're going live 1 p.m. PST, 4 p.m. EST here in the group on Wednesdays for our Pain Relief Live show. I will see you then.